So, the next demo. What I want to show you next, it's actually my favorite command of Entity Framework CLI, and I may use it 10 times per day easily on each and every project of mine. So the command is .NET Entity Framework Migrations Script. This command will basically create a SQL script, a regular SQL script, which will represent all the migrations, and it will save that script in a file which I have here in my output argument. Another important thing, and probably the most important thing actually for this command, is this last argument, this last flag. It's called idempotent, and the idea is that if that flag is there, then the Entity Framework CLI will basically create the script for all the migrations, starting from the first one and till the last one, and it will create them in a way that they can easily be applied on a brand new database, or they can also be applied to the existing database, because before applying each and every migration, it will explicitly actually add that check. So what I want to do now, I want to run it, and as you will see, it will take like a few moments to execute, and then we will open that script and we will actually see what we have inside. So we are done, no errors, which is awesome. So what I can do now, I can switch to my Azure Data Studio and I can open that script. It's right here, open. So let's check what we have on this one. As you can see, the first part is checking do we have the Entity Framework Migration History table or not. And if we don't, we will basically create that table. Then we're checking within this table, do we have the exact migration ID, which is initial DB migration. If we do, we will do nothing. If we don't, then we will basically create that table. And this is the big idea, and this is actually the approach that I want to again dive a bit deeper. So as a developer, you may have some knowledge about the SQL Server and about the data platforms in general, which is fine, but still, time to time, you may need to engage to the bigger or like more stronger expert in this topic. For example, you may want to ask for advice with one of your DBAs in your organization, in your project, or whatever. So the idea here is that if you will engage the DBA team, they will probably be unable to read and understand the C# code, or at least none of them will be able to do that. But if you will show them the SQL script, they will understand right away what you are trying to do. In addition to that, let's also take a look at that from another angle. Let's take a look at that from the change management angle. You have your change management process. You have your source control, which is Git, Mercurial, SVN, whatever. And also you have a list of your requirements, which means that you can create a branch and you can link those branches to those requirements that you have. So let's say you use the regular well-known feature branch approach. In that case, as a part of implementing that feature, you may need to create something, like some changes to the database and stuff like that, but you also want the DBA team to review those changes before you will actually apply them on production. So that is why this part is extremely helpful when you need to ask for that code review as well, when you will try to create a pull request and merge your feature branch to the master branch. So this is actually how we were using that on a lot of different projects, and I will show you a bit later how that part of the automation in Azure DevOps works exactly.